Welcome back, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a coffee cake. And so what we're going to do, we're going to start out with making the cake portion, and then we'll move into the topping while that's baking. So we'll add our wet ingredients first into our pan. Our softened butter, just very soft from leaving it out room temperature. Our eggs. Then our sour cream, our vanilla extract, baking soda, baking powder, salt, our granulated sugar, and then our all-purpose flour. Alright, so we got all our ingredients in here. We're just going to go ahead and make sure that our pan is seated properly and turned straight. We're going to be using our cake setting, which on this particular machine is number 11. So we'll turn it on. It's on number 11. It'll take us about an hour and 50 minutes. We'll go ahead and start it, and then we're going to work on our topping next for the coffee cake. Alright, so I just put it on pause. There's an hour and 40 minutes left. It just got done kneading, so this is the time that we're going to want to put in our topping. It's actually really quickly. You can do it beforehand. I just wanted to show you how to do it. We're going to get our light brown sugar. Our cinnamon, and our regular sugar. I'm not adding any nuts in, but if you would like, I would suggest either pecans or walnuts, and you can chop those up pretty small and it'll give it some extra texture. And so this would be the point that you'd add those nuts in. We're just going to mix it up pretty good here. So once I have this all mixed up, I'm not going to use the whole amount. I'm only going to use half a cup. So I'm going to spoon in half a cup here. And all we're going to do is we're just going to sprinkle this right up on top, so it gives it an opportunity to bake in with it. Try and get it as even as possible. For those of you using the longer bread machines, this ends up actually working out a little bit better because you got a little bit more space to pour this in, but it'll work out fine. It's going to taste great. If you don't like it really sweet, then you might want to use a little bit less than half a cup, maybe a quarter cup. And then we're going to start this back up. We'll use the rest of this mixture when 1 hour is left. So in 40 minutes, and the timer says that there's an hour left. We're going to put the rest in so it'll continue baking. And again, we like it really sweet. So if you don't like it really sweet, you probably want to use half of this. So instead of that half cup right now, use a quarter cup. And then once you get to the point where there's an hour left, then you can put in the other quarter cup. All right, we'll be back in 40 minutes. All right, so we got to the point where there's 1 hour left on the bake. And if you look inside, you can see that everything's starting to sink in, which is what you really want to see. And then we're just going to add a little bit more. Looking at it, I don't want to make it too sweet, so this time I'm just going to put in a quarter cup. And again, if you want to put in a little bit less, if you don't like it too sweet, you can make it a little bit less than that. So I want to try and get it all the way around the edges, especially in the areas that it's not sinking. There we go. We got nice little crust up on top. And then we're just going to close that back up and let it finish up for the rest of the hour.
Not good?
Perfect. All right, so it's done. I pulled it out. I let it cool down for about 10 minutes. So it should be great now, but still a little bit warm inside. And when you're using these upright machines, as you can see, I want to cut it lengthwise because otherwise I'm just going to get all that crumb in one slice. So I want to make sure to cut it lengthwise. If you're using the longer machines, it makes it a little bit easier in this particular cake to do that. So I'm just going to cut that first slice. It smells great. I'm looking forward to this. Oh yeah, we got a nice crust around the edges. It looks perfect inside. I'm gonna get a little, this part looks really good, that crumb. I'm gonna take that first slice. Mmm. Mmm. That was really good. Got a big bite of the crumb up top. It's actually not that sweet, not as sweet as I thought it would be. I played around with the recipe a lot. And that quarter cup, on average, half cup, quarter cup, that's probably your best bet. This one's really tasty. The cake is so moist, it's delicious. Have it with a cup of coffee, it's gonna be fantastic. Enjoy.